Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing the Patek Philippe 5135R-001, the Gondolo annual calendar, a model that was made from 2004 to 2010, and as you see it right here, it would have been made from 2004 to 2009, because this one features the original Geneva hallmark version of the caliber 324, and this example was retailed in 2006. So the watch in rose gold is 38 millimeters wide by 11.8 millimeters thick, and 50.8 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The 5135R is part of the Gondolo collection, which was launched in the early 1990s as a tribute to the Cronometro Gondolo, watches launched in the first quarter of the 20th century and sold through a Brazilian retailer. Well, of course, that is an extinct line. Today, Gondolo is exclusively for form and generally rectangular and tonneau cases. So that's what we have right here. The basic design of the case and the dial and the calendar was inspired by 2002's Patek Philippe 5033 annual calendar minute repeaters. That's where this design comes from directly. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and this was one of the largest Patek dress watches of the 2000s. As you can see, it is very broad from lug to lug, nearly 51 millimeters, and it shows. The watch is quite thin. There's no issues there. It'll fit underneath the cuff, but expect to have a wrist of at least 16 centimeters circumference if you're going to wear this watch well, because it really does wear more like a 43 or even a 44 round watch on the wrist. You can see hardware and software, a polished spade style Patek Philippe rose gold pin buckle. We have a dark brown strap, alligator leather, large rectangular scale, plenty of stuffing inside to bolster it and give it volume. Monotone stitch. We have a sheer cut edge showing the layers of leather, calfskin on the bottom. You'll appreciate that this is a brand new Patek Philippe factory strap, no crimping, no gouging. The case is elegant, though large. Make no mistake, the volume is here, but there are lovely voluptuous curves and a handsome polish that gives the watch the upscale look that a Patek complication deserves. Calatrava cross on the crown. You can see the crown slightly recessed into the case band so it doesn't stick out quite as much. And then we have a large tonneau-shaped bezel on a large tonneau-shaped watch. And take note, the lug ends are squared off a little bit. The watch features a concentric pattern on the center of the dial, and then the remainder of the dial is a light frosted opaline finish, as Patek calls it, silver white. We have a coaxial 24-hour hand and a moon phase display. The 24-hour hand lets you know when it is night, the time when you should not use a pusher adjuster to adjust the calendar, so that's why that 24-hour hand is there. At center, we have polished rose gold Dauphine hands. We have bi-Arabic numerals. How much do you love that open 9? All the indices and numerals on the dial are gold and applique, and you'll appreciate that we have a day, date, and month American-style calendar in aperture format, making the annual calendar easier to read. In 1996, Patek Philippe created the first annual calendar complication, a system that requires only one correction a year during the jump from February to March. On the reverse side, I mentioned Geneva hallmark, and there it is. It used to be ubiquitous on Patek Philippe watches, but after mid-2009, they discontinued this in favor of the new Patek seal. A lot of folks prefer the now discontinued and more romantic Poisson de Genève. Now, the movement is caliber 324, a unidirectional automatic winding. It has a 45-hour power reserve. It is an annual calendar. It is a moon phase. It does have a 24-hour sub-dial. It beats away at 4 hertz or 8 beats per second, as you can see. This movement pivots on, you can literally read it right off of the bridges. It pivots on 34 jewels. It's adjusted to heat, cold, isochronism, and 5 positions. 5 positions is the standard adjustment for a high horology watch or a chronometer. So this watch has that. It features a Gyromax style free sprung balance, an original Patek innovation from the late 40s that was industrialized in the 50s, and then the movement is nicely hand finished. The timepiece also includes 30-meter water resistant. You can see it has a screwed in case back, but it is not an aquatic watch, so I recommend you not swim with it. Reach out to tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this Patek Philippe 5135R Gondolo annual calendar.